they might request a blank copy of the contract that you use with your customers, the contractual agreement. And the reason why they need to see that is because they need to look at the terms and conditions. They want to make sure they can legally enforce that contract. Also, they want to make sure that the most current compliance verbiage is contained within that contract. Hello, I hope you're doing well. Hey, I want to talk about something that comes up quite often when companies will reach out to me asking about our services. So one thing they ask is, how come you have to know so much about my portfolio and the problem I'm experiencing? So they're going to ask you questions like, how many accounts do you have? What is the average balance? How often will you place accounts with us? Now, that's whether it's for billing or debt collections. They vary a little bit, but for the most part, they need to know that information for a couple of reasons. One is because they need to know or get a general sense of what the workflow is going to look like, especially if they're contingency. They're going to make an initial investment, they're going to send letters, make phone calls, and they want to know about what that's going to cost them, what that initial investment is going to be. But also with incoming placement, they want to kind of have a general sense of how often these accounts are going to come in, how much is it, how much labor do they have to dedicate to making sure those accounts get on the system properly, and if there's any interest or collection fees or anything like that that have to be calculated, that's done in the appropriate manner. Another thing is when you're negotiating the cost of doing business, what it's going to cost you for this collection or billing firm to service those accounts. Sometimes if you have a little more volume, and we're not trying to talk you into a bigger problem than you're having or anything like that, but if you have a little more volume, there might be some wiggle room there to give you kind of a better deal on the fee side. Another question that they might ask you is, they might request a blank copy of the contract that you use with your customers, the contractual agreement. And the reason why they need to see that is because they need to look at the terms and conditions. They want to make sure they can legally enforce that contract. Also, they want to make sure that the most current compliance verbiage is contained within that contract. So changes have been coming at us pretty quickly, especially in the COVID-19 era, and there's certain verbiage that needs to be in there. There's certain handling of like restrictions, requirements, that sort of thing, and sometimes that needs to be outlined in your agreement. So a billing or debt collection firm is going to make sure you have the most current verbiage in there. So those are things that are very important. I know they seem personal and proprietary, and of course, a billing or debt collection firm is not going to share that information with your competitors. But if you want to do your business the best service you can in selecting a billing and debt collection firm, you want them to do a deep dive into your particular situation, and you want that information to get to them so they can make a good decision, give you the best deal possible. Just to call in willy-nilly and ask for, what does it cost without them knowing anything about the portfolio. If they're throwing numbers at you, you're doing yourself a huge disservice by accepting those as truth, because those numbers could change depending on your particular situation. You never want to find out after you're in an agreement that it's costing you more than it should, and you certainly don't want to find out that you could have got a better deal. All right, so anyway, I like to take a look at your particular situation, so give me a call, send me an email, and at the very least, you'll have all of this information gathered, stored away, and it might be something you take a look at often in the future, even if you don't plan on changing your vendor. So if you do want to do like an A/B comparison, if your current vendor's performance seems to have maxed out, it might not be getting any worse, but it's not getting any better. So you want to do like an A/B comparison to see if you can get that performance up at a better level for you. So yeah, give me a call, send me an email. I'll be happy to talk to you about it. And as always, be safe, be well, don't take any unnecessary risk, and I hope to talk with a lot of you soon. Hello, Sean Martin, Director of Business Engagement. So if you like this video, be sure to follow us on LinkedIn and YouTube. But don't forget to visit our website, check out the services we have to offer. Essentially, Partners Financial Services is a full-service accounts receivable management firm. So we specialize in billing, loan servicing, and debt collections. Some of the industries that we serve are the education industry, everything from a proprietary school all the way up to a college, university, higher educational level. Also banking, financial institutions, credit unions, and then a handful of miscellaneous industries that we do some debt collections for. So yeah, give us a call, send us an email, let us know what you have in mind, and we can see if our services can line up with your objectives and help you get in a better place than you are today.